This is a Sports Catastrophe production.
Hey there, Heather Ho, there's Jeff Connor Diamond. Welcome you to another Sports Catastrophe birthday boy. And the birthday for today, December the 4th. I know it's a little bit biased because if you're watching this on YouTube, if you're watching it and you see the visual, you know that that famous Sports Illustrated cover is right there. And you know who I'm doing it for. For those of you who are listening it by audio, probably in the background, this guy is a player. He's an assistant coach for Minnesota in the NBA nowadays. He played for 4 teams in a 12-year career. He was known as Big Nasty. He was a power forward who was an icon at the University of Arkansas. SOOEY! But, he was basically a small forward more so because he was undersized as a power forward. But nevertheless, it's Corliss Big Nasty Williamson, who's now 51 years old. He was born in Russellville, Arkansas. SOOEY again. And he actually did quite well against Chris Webber in an AAU championship thing. That's the um, athletic amateur athletic union basketball thing. He did quite well. For Russellville High School, he actually beat a team led by Jason Kidd. Anyway, he had a selection to play at the McDonald's All-American game for high schoolers and all of that. And Russellville High School retires number 34. So anyway, he went to the University of Arkansas and played for 4 years. His full 4 years with the Hogs. In 92-93, he played 3 seasons with them. And he played 3 seasons. In his first season, he helped Arkansas win 22 games and make it to the Sweet 16 of the tournament of March Madness, losing to the eventual champion NC Tar Heels. He did quite well. He was part of the all-freshman team. And then in 93-94, Arkansas was better. They put up 31 wins to 3 losses as they roared through the SEC and roared through the NCAA tournament, defeating Duke 76-72 in the only Arkansas national title in basketball. It looked pretty good for Corliss. He was the most outstanding player. Come on, call it the most valuable player. I sugarcoat it. Regardless of that, Arkansas came back and did quite well, winning 32 games in the 95 season. But the problem was Arkansas lost to UCLA in the final, in which UCLA basketball was back after so much time in the dark. But yeah, Arkansas could have won back-to-back, but didn't. Corliss was first team All SEC in 93, 94, and 95, and the SEC Player of the Year the last 2 years. He helped Arkansas do quite well, inducted to the Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame in 2009, and his number 34 is only one of 2 jerseys the Razorbacks have ever retired. Sidney Moncrief, and his number 32 is the previous one. So anyway, Williamson actually declared for the NBA draft from his junior season, foregoing his senior season. And he went quite well. For power forwards, it was a good draft to be a power forward. Joe Smith was drafted first overall by the Warriors out of Maryland. He kind of was a bust. Antonio McDyess went second overall as power forward. The Clippers drafted McDyess and traded him to Denver, where McDyess from the University of Alabama would do decently. Rasheed Wallace, known as a power forward, went 4th overall to Washington from the University of North Carolina. Rasheed would be well known for being a Portland and Detroit player later on. Kevin Garnett went 5th overall as a power forward to the Minnesota Timberwolves from high school in Chicago, becoming the first high schooler in 2 decades to be drafted in the first round. And then Kurt Thomas went 10th overall from Texas Christian to to Miami with the Heat. Gary Trent, power forward for the University of Ohio, went to Milwaukee, but then was traded to Portland. So Corliss Williamson was drafted 13th. Looking at the guys ahead of him, they made some mistakes, especially Miami and Milwaukee. They should have drafted Corliss. But anyway, Corliss would be a power forward, but they said he was undersized at 6'7", 245. I don't think so. Regardless, that his best year in the NBA was 1998 when he played 79 games and helped the Kings out with 17 points per game and actually made him second in voting for the NBA Most Improved Player of the year, losing to Allen Henderson. Sacramento would trade him to the powerhouse my hometown Toronto Raptors in exchange for Doug Christie. Corliss would play 42 games as a Raptor and then was traded to Detroit in a package that they got Jerome Williams, the junkyard dog as they call him, and Eric Montrose. In 2002, he was named the NBA Sixth Man of the Year, which is the NBA's award for best player coming off the bench. Not really a starter. And he even played for the 2004 Pistons when they won the World Championship from the Lakers. He had a pivotal role in the Detroit offense, even though he comes off the bench. He knew about the low post and all that. Detroit would then inexplicably trade him August 2004 to Philly for Derek Coleman. Corliss was then traded at the trade deadline in 2005 back to Sacramento for Chris Webber in a massive trade that Webber left the Kings. Williamson actually is one of the few basketball players to win championships at 3 different levels. The AAU, the Amateur Athletic Union, the NCAA with Arkansas, and the NBA with the Pistons. He would retire in 2007 to become an assistant coach at Arkansas Baptist. And he succeeded their coach for the final year of the school. And then he was named to the University of Central Arkansas as head coach. Unfortunately, though, Central Arkansas just couldn't get over the 50% bump. Then Sacramento made him an assistant in 2013, so he jumped at the chance. And then Orlando picked him up as an assistant in 2016. But after Frank Vogel, the coach, was fired from Orlando, so did Corliss. He got canned. Phoenix would hire him as assistant coach in June 2018. Igor Kokoskov was the head coach of the Suns. When he got canned after his only season with the Suns, Corliss would be fired too. But the Timberwolves have signed him as assistant coach since 2023. So his NBA career was Sacramento, Toronto. Boy, I wish he stayed in Toronto. Especially 2001 when the Raptors won a playoff round for the first time ever. Detroit, Philly, and back to Sacramento for a few years. He played 822 career games. Only 293 of them were starts. 11 points per game, 3.9 rebounds per game. In the playoffs, he went to the playoffs 7 times, excuse me. The only times he got out of the first round was with Detroit in 2002, 2003, 2004. He couldn't lead Sacramento out of the first round in 96, 99, 2000, 2005, or 2006. Which kind of hurt because, he was trying to help Sacramento out and he failed. And Detroit, well, he won the title with them, so at least something good came from it. And that's all there is to it. As Corliss Williamson will always be a big dog in my mind. After all, he went to the University of Arkansas. SOOEY! Anyway, I'm Jeff. I'm going to do